Welcome back to our channel. Mary, a beloved figure throughout history, has been cherished by millions globally. Yet, how well do we truly understand her? Besides being Jesus Christ's mother, Mary is depicted in Christian teachings as a woman of exceptional faith, humility, and obedience, handpicked by God for a special divine purpose. Although much of her life and legacy remains shrouded in mystery, each aspect is captivating in its own right. Prior to delving into our content, it's important to note that this video is impartial and non-religious. Our objective is to share historical and theological insights about the Virgin Mary without bias or intent to stir controversy. This is a platform of respect and inclusivity, welcoming all, irrespective of their beliefs. So please, show your support by liking, subscribing, and let's jump into the video. How did Virgin Mary pass away? Uncover the authentic account of her life and death, from miraculous occurrences to her significant role in salvation history. Mary stands as a pivotal figure in Christianity. Her name, of Hebrew descent from Miriam, carries a nuanced meaning in Hebrew. Ma, associated with Mary, hints at a link to the sea, symbolizing majesty, vastness, and purity. Recognized as the mother of Jesus, the Son of God, Mary's contribution to salvation history is indisputable. Revered for her purity and grace, she is commonly known as the Virgin Mary, a symbol of virtuous devotion. Her immaculate conception and role as Jesus' mother have established her as an emblem of divine and spiritual motherhood. The life of Mary, Jesus' mother, is punctuated by extraordinary moments that blend divine intervention with the historical and cultural backdrop of her era. Among these remarkable events, the announcement of Jesus' conception by the angel Gabriel, recounted in the Gospel of Luke, stands out. This pivotal incident, known as the Annunciation, unfolds when Mary, a young virgin hailing from Nazareth, receives a surprising and celestial message from Gabriel. In Luke's narrative, the angel appears before Mary, extending a salutation. "Greetings, favored one. The Lord is with you." Luke, chapter 1, verse 28. Bewildered and in awe, Mary listens as Gabriel reveals that she will bear a son named Jesus, the Son of the Most High. Gabriel elaborates that the Holy Spirit will descend upon her, and the power of the Most High will envelop her, leading to the conception of Jesus, a holy being known as the Son of God. In response to this divine revelation, Mary displays humanity and obedience, stating, "Behold, I am the servant of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word." Luke chapter 1, verse 38. Mary's act of faith and compliance holds paramount significance in Christian theology, embodying her unwavering trust and alignment with God's design. The Annunciation signifies the inception of the Messianic pledge and God's direct intervention in human history through the incarnation of His Son. Mary is likened to a new Eve, showcasing obedience in stark contrast to the disobedience of the initial Eve, ushering in fresh hope and redemption for humanity. Concerning Mary's age during marriage and the Annunciation, the historical and cultural milieu of first-century Palestine indicates she was likely very young, possibly between 13 and 15 years old. This aligns with the prevalent Jewish practice of betrothing young girls shortly after they reached puberty. While Mary's youth might appear startling through a modern lens, it was customary and socially acceptable in her time. From a theological perspective, her youth carries significance. Her purity, symbolized by her youthful virginity, is often underscored in gospel accounts and doctrinal teachings. Furthermore, her tender age accentuates the depth of her faith and bravery in assuming a pivotal role in the divine scheme, cognizant of the potential risks and misunderstandings, necessitating a spiritual maturity surpassing her physical age. The cultural context of her era also sheds light on the status of women in Jewish society. Despite societal constraints, Mary's narrative exemplifies how God selects and elevates the modest and marginalized to fulfill His intentions. Mary, a young resident of a modest village, emerges as the Mother of God, a designation that situates her in a distinctive and exalted position within Christian heritage. In the Gospel of John, a passage of profound significance concerning Mary unfolds during her son's crucifixion. John 19:25 portrays the scene with poignant simplicity. But standing by the cross of Jesus were his mother and his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Clopas and Mary Magdalene. This verse not only emphasizes Mary's presence, but also illuminates the solidarity shared among the women who stood by Jesus until the end. Mary's presence bears witness to the suffering and death of her son, engaging intimately and personally in his pain and anguish. Many theologians perceive this engagement as a continuation of the yes she uttered at the Annunciation. Just as she embraced her role as the Mother of God with faith and obedience, she now embraces the agony of witnessing her son's sacrifice, showcasing a faith that remains unwavering even amidst the darkest trials. Additionally, Mary's positioning at the foot of the cross is often interpreted as a representation of the Church. In John chapter 19 verses 26 to 27, as Jesus observes his mother and the beloved disciple, he says to Mary, "Behold your son," and to the disciple, "Behold your mother." This act of entrustment is regarded as a moment of profound theological import, where Mary is bestowed upon humanity as a spiritual mother. This forms a cornerstone of Marian doctrine, which perceives Mary not solely as Jesus' mother, but also as the mother of all Christians, a role she continues to fulfill through intercession and maternal care. The crucifixion stands as the pinnacle of the salvation mystery, with Mary's presence underscoring the human and divine facets of this event. She not only witnesses humanity's redemption, but also actively partakes in it. Mary's presence at the foot of the cross silently attests to her acceptance of Christ's redemptive suffering. The depiction of Mary suffering alongside Jesus resonates with Simeon's prophecy, where he had foretold that a sword would pierce her soul, Luke chapter 2 verse 35, signifying the anguish she would endure as part of her role in the divine scheme. Mary, known as the Sorrowful Mother, emerges as an embodiment of compassion and spiritual resilience, inspiring believers to discover significance and hope even in their most agonizing ordeals. An intriguing aspect of this passage pertains to Mary of Clopas, as mentioned in the New Testament. Within the Gospel of John, Mary of Clopas is noted as being present at the base of Jesus' cross alongside his mother, his mother's sister Mary, the spouse of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene, John chapter 19 verse 25. This account hints at a close familial bond, yet the precise interpretation of this relationship remains a topic of scholarly debate. The reference to Mary of Clopas as the sister of Jesus' mother holds particular interest. In the cultural context of that era, the term sister could denote various familial connections, not necessarily implying a biological sister. Some scholars propose that Mary of Cleophas might have been a cousin or another intimate relative of the Virgin Mary. This viewpoint gains support from the improbability of two sisters sharing the same name, suggesting that the term sister should be understood more flexibly. The name Cleophas also surfaces in another New Testament passage, Luke chapter 24 verse 1, where Cleophas is identified as one of the disciples who encountered Jesus on the road to Emmaus following the resurrection. However, the link between this Cleophas and Mary of Cleopas' husband is not explicitly established, leaving room for further conjecture. Various religious traditions seek to clarify this connection. A prevalent supposition proposes that Cleus might correspond to Alphaeus, mentioned in the Synoptic Gospels as the father of James the Less, one of the apostles. If this identification holds true, Mary of Cleophas would be the mother of James the Less and potentially other brothers of Jesus referenced in the Gospels, who could be his cousins rather than siblings by blood. This discussion delves into a deeper analysis of biblical allusions. In the Gospel of Matthew, the siblings of Jesus are named, including James and Joseph, Matthew chapter 13 verse 55, whom some speculate to be the offspring of Mary of Cleopas. This scenario would establish an indirect yet significant connection between Mary of Cleopas and the Virgin Mary, situating them within the same extended family framework. Speaking of lineage, The ancestral backgrounds of Mary and Joseph, both descending from the house of David, emerge as pivotal elements in the biblical narrative. The genealogy of Jesus, meticulously detailed in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke, emphasizes the significance of the Davidic lineage, deemed a prerequisite for the awaited Messiah. Matthew presents Jesus' genealogy commencing with Abraham and tracing the lineage to Joseph, Mary's husband. This lineage encompasses key figures like David and Solomon, accentuating Joseph's role as Jesus' legal father and thereby validating his claim to David's throne. Through Joseph, Jesus inherits the legal entitlements and lineage of the house of David, fulfilling the prophetic anticipations from Hebrew scriptures that the Messiah would arise from this royal descent. The evangelist Matthew underscores this point by stating, "The book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham." Matthew chapter 1 verse 1. Establishing a direct link with the pledges made to Abraham and David. Conversely, Luke presents a genealogy that numerous scholars construe as Mary's lineage, originating from Adam and extending to Jesus. In this genealogy, David is also featured, but the lineage follows Nathan, another of David's sons, rather than Solomon. This implies that Jesus, even in terms of biological descent, traces his lineage from the house of David through Mary. Consequently, Luke asserts that Jesus, conceived through the Holy Spirit, embodies a divine ancestry while upholding a valid link to David's lineage via Mary. The presentation of these dual genealogies underscores Jesus' messianic legitimacy in two distinct ways, through Joseph's legal lineage and potentially through Mary's biological ancestry. This dual descent reinforces the idea that Jesus fulfills the Old Testament prophecies, foretelling the arrival of a Messiah from David's line. Isaiah's prophecy about a shoot arising from Jesse's stump and bearing fruit, Isaiah chapter 11 verse 1, signifies the continuity of the Davidic line. Similarly, Jeremiah's declaration of a righteous branch for David, who will reign wisely and justly, Jeremiah chapter 23 verse 5, further emphasizes this lineage's importance. The significance of Mary and Joseph's genealogies extends beyond prophecy fulfillment. It underscores God's sovereignty and faithfulness in keeping his promises across generations. Their shared lineage from David is not coincidental but part of a divine strategy to establish Jesus as the legitimate Messiah. This connection not only authenticates Jesus' messianic role, but also underscores the enduring nature of God's covenant with Israel and humanity. In Christian theology, Mary assumes roles that surpass her historical identity as Jesus' mother. Two key roles are Mary as the new Eve and as the Ark of the New Covenant. The comparison between Mary and Eve dates back to early Christianity and draws upon typological similarities between the two women. Eve, depicted in Genesis as the mother of all who disobeyed God, leading to humanity's fall, contrasts with Mary, regarded as the new Eve, pivotal in humanity's redemption through her obedience and cooperation with God's salvific plan. Just as Eve is acknowledged as the progenitor of all humanity in a fallen state, Mary is revered as the mother of redeemed humanity through her Son, Jesus Christ. Her affirmative and obedient response to the angel Gabriel's message is seen as a reversal of Eve's transgression, reinstating trust and unity between humanity and God. Moreover, Mary is frequently likened to the Ark of the Covenant from the Old Testament, a sacred container holding the tablets of the law, manna, and Aaron's rod. Just as the Ark symbolized God's presence among the Israelites, Mary is perceived as the vessel bearing within her the divine incarnation. These symbolic parallels underscore Mary's pivotal role in the narrative of salvation and her significance as a paragon of faith and compliance for Christians. She is esteemed as a model of virtue and modesty, her life serving as inspiration for believers to draw nearer to God and tread paths of righteousness and grace. Although the Bible remains silent on specific details, Mary's passing and assumption hold profound significance in numerous Christian denominations, notably in Catholic and Orthodox traditions. The dormition of Mary, also referred to as the falling asleep of the Virgin, denotes her physical demise, while the Assumption signifies her bodily and spiritual ascent to heaven after death. These occurrences are closely interlinked in Christian belief, underscoring Mary's exceptional sanctity as the mother of Jesus. The doctrine of the Assumption asserts that following her passing, Mary was taken up to heaven by God in both body and soul, evading the decay that typically accompanies mortal death. Despite the absence of explicit scriptural references, this doctrine finds its basis in apostolic tradition and apocryphal texts like the Transitus Mariae. The Catholic Church defined the Assumption of Mary as a dogma of faith in 1950 under Pope Pius VI, affirming that upon completing her earthly life, the Virgin Mary ascended into heavenly glory in both body and soul. Mary's enduring influence in Christian faith is profound. As the mother of Jesus Christ, she epitomizes virtues like faith, humility, obedience, and boundless love. Serving as an inspiration for countless believers across generations, Mary's various titles reflect her maternal intercession and compassion. From Our Lady of Perpetual Help to Queen of Peace and Mother of Mercy, each designation highlights a different aspect of her care for humanity. Mary's life journey continues to inspire, from the moment of the Annunciation by the Archangel Gabriel to her presence at the crucifixion and her Assumption into heaven. Confronting exceptional trials with bravery, trust, and submission to God's will, her unwavering faith and complete surrender to the divine purpose stand as shining examples of living a life rooted in love and service to God and others. Mary serves as a reminder of the importance of placing trust in divine providence during adversity and striving for harmony and reconciliation in all relationships. Let us emulate Mary's example, opening our hearts to receive the divine and embodying compassion and love in every facet of our existence. I trust you found the video enjoyable. Please share your reflections in the comments. May God's blessings be upon you, and I look forward to our next encounter.